Where do the Packers finish with a disgruntled Aaron Rodgers?
Even with a disgruntled Aaron Rodgers, I still think they win the NFC North.
Okay.
I still think they probably go to the playoffs, and I still think they challenge for the NFC title because I think that Aaron Rodgers is that gifted. I think they've got enough talent, and I think everybody knows that. What we have to stop doing is acting like this is about football. We know that the Green Bay Packers are a quality football team. Mm-hmm. We know that they have talent on their roster. What we also know is that Aaron Rodgers believes he can go elsewhere and still win. It's not like he believes he's going to go somewhere else and wet the bed and they ain't going to do anything. He doesn't want to be there because it's personal. I believe with him and Mark Murphy. I believe with him and Brian Gutekunst, the combination of the two. And I think Mark Murphy validated that when he went on the public airwaves and accused Aaron Rodgers of dividing the fan base. He said the Aaron Rodgers situation has divided the fan base, to be more exact. So, I mean, that's what it is. And I think it's one of those situations where Aaron Rodgers is actually looking at it and going like this: why should I help him win? Not the organization as a whole, not the teammates, stuff like that. But Aaron Rodgers' success in Green Bay means their success in Green Bay. And I don't think he wants them successful. And I don't blame him.
Yeah, disgruntled Aaron Rodgers. I believe he was disgruntled last year. He still won the MVP. So that type of mindset sometimes is good for certain types of players. Aaron Rodgers, of course, takes things personally. He took it personally about drafting a quarterback in the first round, trading up. Those two words, traded up to get a quarterback. You know, he took that personally. I mean, he remembers how he came in the league and he was waiting in that green room, so he's had a chip on his shoulder forever. But they'd be good with Aaron Rodgers. But I got to tell you the conflict that the players in the locker room are feeling, because they know they messed up. All right, the players know they treated Aaron Rodgers. They disrespected him, and that they got to do something to make it right, because everyone knows that in today's NFL, you got to do what's best for the team, and sometimes you got to do what's best for the quarterback in terms of his feelings and the way, you know, he feels about his situation and winning and all of that, because that's how important that relationship is. So players feel disgruntled themselves to what happened with the upper management, but also I would want them to play hardball with Aaron Rodgers, because the longer this goes, the more leverage the team will have. And I don't care if Aaron Rodgers comes back the week of the regular season. He'll still be ready to go, because I want to win, and you're not going to win with Jordan Love as your starter.
I think that people are, Stephen A., you're sleeping on the NFC West. You know, when you look at the teams that have come out of the NFC West, San Francisco, Seattle, they've been in the Super Bowl recently. The Rams.
Yeah, Arizona's up and coming, yeah.
Arizona's up and coming. So I don't know. I don't know how far they get. And, Teddy, this is what I want you to weigh in.
I just said NFC.
Yeah, I believe. I'm just saying that they got to the NFC Championship game last 2 seasons. I don't know that they do that again, because I think there's been a change, Teddy, and I'm interested in your opinion about this. Aaron Rodgers wasn't so disgruntled that he made it public. He wasn't holding out. He wasn't missing anything with the team. He didn't publicly let it know. It wasn't the biggest story in sports that, hey, I want out, and they won't let him go. Teddy, is it possible? I know he's a professional. I know he'll play well. Is it possible to win a Super Bowl with a quarterback who doesn't want to be there? I say the answer is no. I think the Packers know that. Molly thinks, no, you can still do it because professional pride, he's not going to get himself hurt. And Stephen A., he's going to play as well as he can. I think there's more to it than just the X's and O's playing as well as you can. It seems to me the quarterback, the reason Brady has won so much, has to be all in, heart and soul. Can the Packers win a Super Bowl with Rodgers if he doesn't want to be there this year?
Man, if it's in Aaron Rodgers to say before he comes back to the Green Bay Packers, I was wrong. Why don't I come in here and play out this year before I can get out of there? Once he's made that conscious decision, they're still good enough to win a Super Bowl, in my opinion. He can compartmentalize that type of aggression towards the front office. He'd have probably an understanding that I don't see you. You don't come down to the locker room. This is what I'll do with my teammates. I don't even want to talk about it. So you just stay up there, Gutekunst, and all you guys up there, and let me do my job. There would be that type of situation that would be worked out, but he'd still be good enough and he'd still be motivated, and he would elevate the play of everyone else if he made the decision to get there. But that's just the thing. Do you think Aaron Rodgers is the type of player that would say, yeah, that's my bad, man, let me go in and be a good teammate?
No.
Nope. No, I don't.
I don't think he is. Not only do I not think he's that kind of person, I will say this, Teddy. You just said something. For the first time, I sit here and it makes me think it's possible that he could play next season for the Green Bay Packers. For the first time, because of what you just said. If it's easier to get me out of here after next season, and you tell me I don't have to look at you, I don't have to talk to you, I don't want you to say a word. Yeah. I said, stay the hell away from me. I will come here and do my job. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you. Don't even say hello to me. Leave me the hell alone. If I have that type, because that's an element of peace and tranquility. When you look at somebody that you have animosity for, when you are in front of a person that you don't like and you don't want to be around, and you got to talk to them, that's hard. It really is. Yeah. But when you get to sit up there and say, you know what? Don't even look at me. I don't even want to see you. That could go a long way.
I agree.
That's the first time I actually thought about that. I mean,
Stephen A., and I'm telling you, the longer this goes, the longer they decide to drag this out, the more leverage I believe Green Bay has, because teams are going to look at this and saying, they're not going to trade him. So why should I put anything on hold to think I'm getting Aaron Rodgers when I need him here during these type of camps and this type of time, so we can get things worked out. So the longer it goes, I think Aaron knows they have the leverage and they have a better chance of getting him back.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.